Hello everyone, this is Yoko. I've noticed that there's often a lack of accurate information about what's happening in China reaching countries outside of China. So, on this channel, I'll be sharing information I've gathered in English. I collect information from various sources, so I'd be happy to receive your comments about the content of my videos. Since English is not my native language, I use an AI speaker to generate the audio to ensure I convey the information correctly. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel and offering your support. Today, I'd like to talk about recent events in Chinese banks. There was a run on a bank based in Hebei province, China, amid rumors of potential bankruptcy, prompting many people to rush to withdraw their deposits. This incident is related to the HNA Group. Recently, top executives of the HNA Group have been gradually arrested, and it appears that the HNA Group is nearing its end. Amid this situation, a list of outstanding loans to the HNA Group has been leaked online. According to this list, the loan balance is approximately 3.4 billion Chinese yuans, about 70 billion Japanese yen. If this amount cannot be recovered, the possibility of the bank's bankruptcy increases, causing concerns about the fate of depositors. The bank has denied the loan amount circulating online, claiming that the actual amount lent to the HNA Group is much lower, approximately 346 million Chinese yuans. However, when companies are in crisis, they often downplay financial difficulties, not just banks. They try to assure the general public that everything is fine until they actually declare a bankruptcy. Therefore, merely denying the information found online is not sufficient. One media report mentions that a significant amount of cash has been stockpiled. The bank is trying to showcase its substantial cash reserves to prove that it won't go bankrupt. They want to assure depositors that their money is safe. However, in reality, Chinese banks do not always honestly report their financial situations. They often categorize many non-performing loans as regular assets and tend not to disclose the fact that there are a large number of bad loans. When borrowers suddenly default, the assets that the bank should have are significantly reduced, and the bank may be on the verge of bankruptcy. Actually, as I mentioned in a previous video, some government-supported banks have transferred more non-performing loans to government-owned asset management companies than initially reported. In fact, this is a common situation in many Chinese banks. If major real estate developers in China go bankrupt, multiple banks may face a debt crisis. As a result, some banks are in a hurry to deal with these bad loans, but there is no guarantee that these loans will be repaid. In this context, another company that is receiving attention alongside HNA Group is Country Garden. Based on last year's revenue, Country Garden is one of the top real estate developers in China. However, Country Garden is also heavily indebted and is undergoing continuous scrutiny for its inability to repay loans. On October 10, it was revealed that they couldn't make a payment of 470 million Hong Kong dollars, about 90 billion Japanese yen, borrowed in Hong Kong. In the current Chinese market, large-scale real estate developments are not selling as expected. In fact, real estate sales in September this year have decreased by over 80% compared to the same month last year. This has raised concerns about the financial health of not only HNA Group but also Country Garden. What's being closely watched is the future situation of the banks that lent to Country Garden and other highly indebted developers. In essence, when real estate, which is the product for real estate developers, doesn't sell at all, it means that no cash is coming into the company to repay their debts. If money doesn't come in, they can't make payments even if the due dates pass. In other words, the default announced on October 10 is not the end. More defaults are likely to occur, and the likelihood of insolvency is very high. Saving all the redevelopers is nearly impossible in this situation. For reference, regarding the HNA Group, there is a breakdown, and based on the 2023 financial report, HNA Group's debt is about 2.38 trillion Chinese yuans, which is over 40 trillion Japanese yen when converted to Japanese yen. However, the amount borrowed from financial institutions is about 624.8 billion Chinese yuans, which is approximately 12 trillion Japanese yen. On the other hand, the The debt to trading partners is over 1 trillion Chinese yuans, which means they have to pay about 20 trillion Japanese yen. However, it might not be possible to make these payments. Furthermore, there are buildings where they've received money but haven't yet handed over the apartments. From a monetary perspective, it's about 60 billion Chinese yuans, roughly 1.2 trillion Japanese yen. However, this is probably impossible too. In the current situation, it's difficult to continue construction and hand over the properties, and it's also challenging to secure materials if the trading partners don't pay. As a result, about 25% of the total debt is from borrowing from financial institutions. Therefore, they might prioritize this portion to stabilize the financial system, i.e., to avoid the bank's collapse. However, if there is a debt of about 1 trillion Chinese yuans to trading partners, and if they don't pay it, it's highly likely that they are borrowing money from banks, including H&A Group. So even if they prioritize the recovery from H&A Group, there's a high chance that another company will go bankrupt, and the loans to that company will turn into bad loans, becoming worthless assets for the banks. Therefore, it seems inevitable that the issue will spread throughout the entire banking system. The current situation in the Chinese economy is very challenging. While stock prices are rising, there are various issues and loopholes that are not widely known in Japan. Therefore, evaluating the Chinese economy based on the stock market is very risky. That's it for this discussion. See you again next time.